professional mode on?
Yeah.
Right? Alrighty. Good day, people.
Hello.
Welcome to another video. This time, not only myself, but this time also in collaboration with Karin. Hello,
Happy to
Karin.
be here.
Yes, happy
Yeah.
to have you. Fellow movement practitioner and teacher as well. And yeah, in this video we're going to be showing a couple of preparation tasks, exercises for the acrobatics practice. Both of us, we are very inspired and into acrobatic research, from soft acrobatics and locomotion, however you want to call it. So today, a couple of preparation tasks, as some of you out there maybe feel a little bit intimidated by the practice.
Yeah, when we want to go backwards or support on our arms or on one arm or manipulate our body, it's really good to visit these positions a little bit before you get into the actual moves.
So today, a couple of our favorite exercises and patterns. Yeah, nothing more to say.
Yeah,
Let's
go.
start.
Yeah.
You go there, I go there.
All right.
Okay.
So I like to start with hip extension, with kind of isolated hip extension. Since my lower back is really flexible, it tends to take most of the pressure of the arching. So when I start with a hip extension, I take a lot of pressure out of my lower back. So I like to start here and turn my hip forward, kind of flat, get my lower back flat, or PPD the hip, whatever terms you are familiar with. And here I'm going down, I'm lowering myself while pushing this hip forward. So I'm really stressing this, this hip, and I can go up, make sure that my hip is turned, that my back is flat, and go down again. It's very easy to get a good stretch here. You don't have to force it too much. And yeah, the point is to really extend from the hip and not from the back, which we'll do later in the bridges. So you can work either from side to side, hold for 3 to 5 seconds, or if you're less familiar with it, you just pick a side, you kind of focus your attention onto your lower back, go down, hold 3 to 5, and up. Down 3 to 5, and you go up.
So the second idea, let's prepare the body for a little bit more arching, which is sometimes very present in acrobatics, right? And for that we can at first use a stair or a step or something like this, a box, whatever it is, so you can work with an elevation, which makes things much easier. So with the thing that we did before, what Karin showed with the hip opening, we can now put it into a little bit more arched context. What I like to do is allow my hand to rotate outwards a little bit, right? Already this creates a little bit better frame and structure for support. Now, my body, I do not want to open it too much at first. I kind of want to keep it a little bit more sideways, and then when I have a solid push, then I can open up the bridge a little bit. Okay? Now my feet, you kind of can start in a 2 feet variation, and I like to wiggle myself into this position at first, find the nice push from the shoulders and also a nice push upwards from the legs, right? So instead of going towards the front too much, I like to find a very high upwards motion. And then from this one you can either stay on each side for about 10 seconds, wiggle around a little bit and then switch. And you can also work from here in a one-legged variation. For this one it's easy if you turn the leg out just a little bit. It's not fully sideways, it's kind of like diagonal. Then you can try to shift the weight onto your leg and allow the other knee to come up, which is a very nice key position for many acrobatic moves, right? You can keep it tucked, you can extend it later, and always I try to find this very nice push towards the sky with foot and arm, easy breath, and also extension in my head.
So after you work with the elevation, you can take it to the floor, or you can start from the floor, depending on how comfortable you are with the bridge. So one of the easiest bridges is to start here on all fours, and I take one step with the leg, and I reach the same position that Nil just showed. I push the arm, I rotate my chest upwards, and I extend the hip as much as I can. I like as if I'm being pulled from my belly button up, and I can just go from side to side and spend some time in this position. Make sure the shoulder is exactly over my palm. I'm gonna do it on the other side. Shoulder over the palm. And really stretch, contract your glutes, and in the same way that we did on the stair, you can try find the balance. Again, let's do it on the other side. You can find the balance on the shoulder, on the leg. I can start by favoring the left leg and just taking some weight off my right foot, or I can gradually find the balance and lift this right foot. Make sure that you don't collapse when you do it. So again, I get into the bridge. I can either favor the hand, the leg of the hand. It means that if my right hand is on the floor, I favor the right leg. And if I can, I shift more and more weight. Can pull the knee to the chest, exactly like you did on the stair. Only again, don't sink, or you kind of losing the bridge. So our priority is, first of all, be at your maximum bridge, and then if you can, keep this position but lift the leg up.
Okay, now from this nice bridge opening, which already emphasizes this opening and extension of the body, now we can focus a little bit more on lower body mechanics only for arching as well. So in a lot of acrobatics and lower floor moves, you have a lot of emphasis on able to have kind of like strong and stable knees, right? And through all of the sissy squatting that we can do, we can kind of work this. So one thing that I like to do as a preparation for a more heavy sissy squat is I like to call it the courageous knee cycle. It's going from a very close to a very open position. Starting from a squat, you can lift your tailbone as high as possible and kind of relaxing your head fully. So you kind of want to open this body in its complete back chain. Right, as far as you can go, obviously, no need to push it too far. I then transition down into the squat, and while doing so, my knees already allowed to come forward, and as if there is two little cushions, I can slowly place my knees onto the floor, open the body, kind of like a wave, while my head extends backwards a little bit. Also here, you could go lower, but it's not so important at first. Really make sure to have this basic understanding of pushing back. Here comes up, opening of the back chain, squatting down, knees come towards the floor, the front, and then opening of the anterior or front chain. Right? Also possible here, as always, micro variations. You could twist your body a little bit, opening more one pathway of the body, and the same also in the opening, twisting a little bit to another side to kind of favor another line of stretch inside of your body.
Another way to get into the knees and to the low position while keeping this hip extension that I like to use is the negative sissy squat, which means I'm pushing my hip forward and my knees towards the floor. You can get the heels, or you need to get the heels off the ground, and you go as low as you can while you're in control and balanced. And when you can't go any longer with control, you take this hip back, you sit down, you return, and you bring the heels back to the floor, and you get up with a normal squat. So you just go as low as you can, as long as you can maintain the balance. The balance is more important than how much you go down. You go back to the squat and you come up. As you develop more control, you can lower yourself more and more and more and more and more, and return to the squat and come up. This is not about a major strength exercise. I don't want you to work in like 90% effort. It should be warm-up vibe, like 50-60% effort, and you should be able to do it for like maybe 6 to 10 reps. You really want to go to a deep knee flexion while in hip extension. This is kind of important, so this is why I like it. And the more control you have, the lower you can get, gently touching the floor and going up. And if you can't go very low, or maybe your knee hurts, you can lower yourself as much as you can, maybe here, hold for 3 seconds and come up. And even this hold will strengthen your knees and give you the confidence to go lower over time. The next exercise here is a variation of a handstand, or not exactly a handstand, but just a way to shift weight to our shoulder, to our hands, and see how it feels where my head or my body is upside down, what's happened to my proprioception, and if any fear comes up. So the first most basic version is just placing the hands on the floor, supporting nicely. I push the floor, I place the shoulder over my palm, the head is turning towards the floor. I really want to look at the floor. When we tuck the head in, there's a tendency to roll down or to roll forward, and we don't want that. So I'm here and I just want to shift some weight to the hands and back, some weight to the hands and back. Notice there's one leg stretched all the way up to the ceiling or to the sky, and one leg stretched down actually. I don't want to bring this leg up like this, not right now. I want to stretch the legs and really grab the floor on the way down. So this is important. So I kick up and then I search for the floor, and I want to land very softly and without making any sound. So I want to kind of avoid the Pisa Tower fall. So once you have that, you can play with it here and build the confidence. You can also go higher. Switch legs. And another version is to play with the legs. You can switch the legs. I like the helicopter switch that I do a lot. So I can either go up with one foot and go down with it, which means if I'm kicking my left, I'm kicking it down, catch the floor, no sound, very soft. Or I can play with a straddle, which we also use in many cartwheels and soft acrobatic moves.
Cool, so to conclude this video, let's also do something super light for the body to kind of warm down also, okay? After a lot of these exercises, which can be at first a little bit more stressful, all of the arching and for the legs and the handstand, something super simple that we can always do is a very light form of hanging. You can do it on regular bars, you can do it on tree branches, you can do it on a wall, or you can do it on a handrail, kind of like what we have here. And the basic idea is very simple. You have gravity and gravity works for you. So as long as you keep holding on to the object or thing that you're hanging from, and you allow your mass of the body to kind of pull down and away from the bar, you do a lot of things directly. So my proposition really is either with both arms or with one arm to kind of let yourself hang down, support yourself with your feet as much as possible, as much as you need, and you directly will feel where all of these nice stretches are in your body, right? For example, if you do it with one arm and you really lean into this one arm, you will open a lot the side of your body, which feels amazing. If you do it with both arms, you can also extend your legs, so you have a little bit more stretch going on here and opening going there. But really, I like to propose in the hanging for just relaxation. You will feel it, you will figure it out on the go what feels good. Even going behind, right, opening the front part of the chest and the pecs, also this feels good. You can always rotate your arms. And the last thing that I would recommend is really to also utilize your breath now in this, right? Through breathing we can expand the rib cage and find just a little bit more range of motion in the body. So when you're in a position that feels super nice, don't forget to smile and really breathe into the rib cage, opening up therefore. Freestyle it with your legs and just have a couple of minutes of this practice to finish the session. That's it for this video. Thank you, Karin, for helping out.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes,
Pleasure.
been a pleasure. And yeah, people, so acrobatics, locomotion, all of that, super interesting. Reminding you once again, through these preparations, we can learn a little bit more. We can prepare the body a little bit more for all of the cool, dynamic, flashy things. It's not just something that we show in the camera, but it's something that both of us actually do also. So it's really a crucial part of the practice. Now, both Karin and I, we do have our online work, so you can check it out on Karin's website, on my website. You already know it. Do you wish to share any words about the online work from your side?
Fits everyone, beginners and intermediates. New program coming out soon. Nil have a very elaborate new program I recommend everyone to check.
Cheers. Thank you so much. The Acrobatics Lab, hey? You will find everything in the video description, both of our work. Yeah, if you're interested in more videos like this, please let us know in the comments. If you want to see Karin in more videos on this channel, please let us know. And yeah, Karin, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Until next time.
Until next time. Pleasure.
See you very soon, eh?
Yeah.
Cool. You stand there and... okay. Nice, Karin.